John DeSilva Memorial Field in Randolph, New Jersey for Pope John Junior Line. I'm sorry, Pope John Lions JV Lacrosse. Apologies. Going back a couple of weeks ago, we were at the River Lax tournament, and that barn in the background looks just like the barn at Delaware Valley High School. So, Pope John Lions JV Lacrosse here, second half, as they are set to get underway against the Randolph JV team. Pope John now going left to right on your screen in their white jerseys with gold numbers, blue trim, blue shorts, and the golden gnomes, the golden helmets. Left to right for Pope John, Randolph in their blue and white uniforms going right to left. In goal now for the Lions in the third quarter is Owen Hull. They go back to Hull. And the 30, the goalkeeper for Randolph. So here we go. Hull lit up a goal in the first. Forson lit up a goal in the second. And then Andrew Gallant scored with just seconds remaining in the second quarter to cut the Randolph lead to 2-1, which is where we stand right now. Third quarter action now. Steve Leonard with it on the left wing, looking to break in. Lions looking to tie this game up against Randolph. They stand at 4-5 on the season right now. 4-game losing streak, but again, very close games in that mix. So, and they're close in this one as well. Here's Marston with the bounce shot. Goes behind the goal and picked up by Sabella. Pass out to Gallant. Andrew Gallant over to Steve Leonard. Leonard off of the foot of Justin Perella. Nice 360 move by Perella to get around the defense there. Now Zach Cashed. Cashed down low to Sabella. Out of his reach. Sabella racing after it. He scoops it up. Sabella right near the sideline. Stays in bounds. Number 67 for Randolph on him. Takes a swipe. Now another. Trying to knock it loose. Number 52 for Randolph sends it into the Pope John side of the field. Flips it up in the air. Goes back down into the corner. And there's Jess Maria. Andrew Jess Maria with it now. Comes through the crease. Goes over to Pope John. Steve Leonard with it. Here's Leonard. The pass over to Marston. Marston, he's got numbers, 3-on-1. The pass to Perella, the shot. Score! Justin Perella, with 10-10 remaining in the third quarter, has tied the game at 2 for Pope John Lions. The Lions even this game up at 2. Just over 10 minutes in the third quarter. So Pope John has come back from a 2-0 deficit. And we're dead even. Brand new ball game here at John DeSilva Memorial Field. So now the goal scorers for Pope John, Andrew Gallant and Justin Perella. Well, Marston will take the draw. Here's the face-off. Number 10 for Randolph trying to get the ball, and Leonard knocked it loose from him. Here's number 34 for Randolph. Rams and Lions deadlocked 2 apiece. Number 44 races behind the Lion net up to 10. The shot. Save Hull. Owen Hull with a big save. A point-blank shot. Now Jacob Post racing into Randolph territory. Post with the long ball coming in. Post with the shot off the post. So Post breaks the post, which is something he does not want to hear. Nice shot by Jacob, but he just missed. Goes out of bounds, but Pope John keeps possession though. Here's Marston on the right wing. Marston to the center. Looking to rip it. Turns back around. Pass to Perella. The shot. Score! Into the top left corner. Beats the goalkeeper for Randolph, number 30. And with 8:15 remaining, Perella's second goal of the game puts Pope John up 3-2. So Pope John has I said, Pope John's offense really hasn't been there lately. And then they score 3 goals in the span of 5 minutes of game action. So there you go. Maybe it just took me saying it, and the sleeping lion has awakened. 3-2 Pope John with 7:37 to go in the third quarter. Shots on goal, by the way, now 10-7 in favor of Pope John. So they've got their cracks at the Randolph goalkeeper. Hey, if it just takes me saying it, then I'll say it all the time. Get the offense to score 10 goals a game, 12 goals a game. No problem. Here's Post. Going to the locker room. Hey, guys, you haven't scored lately. Comes out. Score a half dozen goals. Steve Leonard across the midfield line. You know, head coach Mike Montgomery's got to be happy. Seeing Pope John offense awaken here. Supporting their goalkeepers in defense. Oh, Pope John player gets knocked down by number 28 on the sideline. As Randolph's going to take over. That was Steve Leonard. Here's number 28 for Randolph, racing across the midfield line. 6:40 to go, third quarter. 28 with a shot. Goes wide left. Number 32 is closest for Randolph. Again, after this game, we have the varsity coming up. Pope John varsity against the Randolph varsity. Right here on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. The varsity team 9-1 on the season. They are in first place in the Waterman Division. Randolph 0-6, 0-3 in the Waterman. Pope John just announced as the top seed in the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament. They get a double bye and host the quarterfinal against the winner of the 8-9 and 10-14 teams. I mean, they'll all play and everything, and then whoever comes out of that. If you think higher seed, it would be the 8th seed. But the 9 could get through, and one of the lower teams, they could pull an upset. Who knows? Number 36 on the right wing. Your second seed, who Pope John wouldn't see to the final, would be Warren Hills, the Blue Streaks. Now the shot in close. Score. No! They say he was in the crease. Number 32 in the crease. He slams his cross into the turf. So wipe off the goal. And here's Hoole with the pass out to Sutton Fullwood. So Pope John keeps their 3-2 lead. Pass out. It's a floater. Bounces over Marston's stick. Still in Randolph territory. Scrum for it now. It's loose. Michello gets his stick on it. Pope John sends it forward. Perella tried to swipe at it. Still can't pick it up. That's amazing. Finally scooped up by number 28 for Randolph. Now to pass to number 8. Racing to the Pope John side of the field. Michello on him. Now to 44 was a goal today. I think it was the second goal of the game. Bounce shot past Formersano. Forgot who scored the first goal against Hoole. Here's number 8 with a shot off the side of the net, and Hoole scoops it up in his crease. You got to like that with lacrosse, too. You know, if you're in your crease, player can't come in. It's very hard called, not like hockey. Hoole, it bounces out of his cross. He tries to send it downfield. Knocked out of bounds by Randolph, however, so Pope John will take over. You know, so the lacrosse goalie has the opportunity to go ahead and smother the ball, and it's his crease. Can't come in it. Hockey, players going in all the time, and puck on top of the crease, he can slam it home, and kind of like a free-for-all. I know the rules say referees never enforce. Lacrosse, they do. They call it tightly. Here's Marston. Takes a swipe there from the Randolph defense. Sabella after it. Chris Sabella, number 26 for Pope John. Anyway, as I was saying, Warren Hills is number 2 seed. Number 3 is Voorhees, the Vikings. And number 4 is Sparta. So if Pope John gets to the semifinals, they win their quarterfinal matchup against the 8-9 or lower seed at winning an upset. It would be number 1, Pope John, versus number 4, Sparta. Here is number 18 coming in. The pass to Marston. Marston over to Perella. Back down low to Sabella. The only word of caution I would have to the varsity if they play Sparta in the semifinals is this. Rivalries negate everything. They always do. You're the 1 seed. Here's a shot by Marston, knocked down by the Randolph defense. I'll get back to that thought in just a second. It's number 52 for Randolph. Pass upfield to number 17 on the far side. Ball's loose. Galat fighting for it right in front of the Randolph bench. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be Randolph ball. We saw it in the HWS final in girls basketball. 3 weeks earlier at Pope John High School, the Lady Lions handled Sparta rather easily, 40-25. It was a 50-point victory, but controlled the whole game. Shot in front by number 32. Score! He stays out of the crease this time, tucks it in just inside the right post, and beats Owen Hull with 2:10 remaining in the third quarter. So Randolph has tied this game 3 apiece. 32 had a goal wiped off because he stepped inside the crease earlier this quarter. And now stays outside of it, and he puts it behind Owen Hull. 3-3, Randolph ties the game with Pope John with just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. As I was saying about rivalry. So anyway, they went to the Hunterdon Warren Sussex final and met up with Sparta. And Sparta pulled the upset, 40-38. It's a great game. Pope John came back in the fourth quarter. Natalia Nokovic, the freshman for Pope John, hit a three-pointer in the corner about 30 seconds ago. I thought that was the game winner. I was sure as day. That's the game winner. Pope John just won the HWS County tournament for the second year in a row. I knew it. And Sparta hit a couple of free throws, errant pass, and then Katie O'Keefe made a play underneath. She got underneath the basket from 5 seconds. Pope John had to throw the ball all the way down the court. And she got down there and got a shot off. I couldn't believe she got down there and got the shot off. Unfortunately, the shot missed. Went over the rim. What are you gonna do? So, but just to even get down there and have a chance at an open shot, which she did. The game's archived on the channel if you ever want to watch it. It was a great game at Centenary College in Hackettstown. But that's the warning I give to, and nobody's gonna listen to me. That's the warning I give to the varsity team if they match up with Sparta in the semifinal. Rivalries negate everything. So don't care if Sparta's a 4 seed. Remember, the Spartans had a 4-1 lead on Pope John at Sparta High School earlier in the season. And then the Lions went nuts, scoring 7 goals to win 8-4. So that would not be an easy matchup in any way, shape, or form. And then Warren Hills and Voorhees in the final. Could be very challenging. Warren Hills is 9-1 in their division. Here's 34, racing in, trying to get a shot off with 6 seconds. Being defended by Marston. Knocked out of his cross. Good defense by the Pope John Lions as the quarter comes to an end. They would not let him get that shot off. So the defense stepping up for Pope John, and they keep this game tied, 3 apiece, as we head into the fourth and final quarter. We're at Randolph High School. It's the Pope John Lions JV boys team, 3. Randolph JV, 3. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to John Da Silva Memorial Field in Randolph, New Jersey on a beautiful Friday afternoon here in Easter week, late April of 2025. Mike Formasano along calling today's JV game. Pope John Lions JV tied with Randolph JV 3-3 as we head into the fourth quarter. Right after this game, we'll take about a 20-minute to a half-hour break, and then the varsity hit the field. As you can see them warming up right now, taking a walk across the field. Travis Heller and Sam Canetta. Looks like Peyton Fox, Anthony Schnabel right behind me. And so they're all getting set for the varsity game against Randolph right after this at Randolph High School. The Pope John Lions boys lacrosse team nominated or named the favorite going into the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament. Now, the favorite going in may not be favorite coming out, so they've got to be careful in the 3 games they play. But they'll go right to the quarterfinal. They're going to double bye, and they will host the quarterfinal game. And then the semifinal, the final after that. As far as girls lacrosse, they got the 7th seed, so they'll play in the second round. So here's the schedule coming up on the channel. Tomorrow, we'll be at Mount Olive High School, Pope John softball against Morristown in a charity game to raise money for Alzheimer's. So doesn't count on the schedule, or it may, I'm not sure. But it's a charity game for those reasons. So please come out to Mount Olive High School if you can. And if you can't, at least watch the game on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. 11 a.m. tomorrow, Pope John softball. We'll take a break Sunday. Monday, the boys' baseball team will take on Chatham. The Cougars come into Pope John to face the Pope John Lions baseball team, who just came off a heartbreaking 6-5 defeat against Bergen Catholic yesterday to drop their record to 5-5. So that's senior night on Monday for the boys' baseball team. Tuesday, we will have girls lacrosse in their second round game in the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament. It'll either be North Warren or Kittatinny. Kittatinny, the 10 seed, North Warren, the 15, and Pope John is the 7. They'll host it Tuesday. I think it's 4 o'clock. We'll get to the schedule in just a second for the rest of the week. Here's Mike Marston. He wins the draw. Goes towards the far sideline. Has number 34 on him. Marston receives a check. He passes it back to Evan Wyatt. Hull stays in net for Pope John for the fourth quarter in this 3-3 tie. Pass over to Gallant. Andrew Gallant. Pass down low to Nick Michello. Gallant on the left. Andrew Gallant looking to go to the center. Pass down low. Bounced out of the cross of Mike Marston. And so Randolph takes over. There's number 17 over to 18. Number 10 now with it. 10 over the midfield stripe to 44 on the left wing. Pope John defenders down low. Jacob Post, Johnny Pippa trying to find the third one out there. Emilio Barranco, there he is. Number 32 with it for Randolph. Just underway fourth quarter. Rams looking to take the lead here. It's 3-3, Pope John and Randolph. 32 being defended by Evan Wyatt. Comes back around. Stepped in the crease. And Pope John ball. He tried to set up right in front of it. We couldn't get that toe out of the way and stepped right on the line. So Pope John takes over with 10.5 to go. Running clocks here in JV lacrosse. Here's Wyatt. Wyatt racing upfield. He's got number 44 on him. Pass over to Post. Here comes Jacob Post. Post rang a post earlier in this game. Will he take another shot? The pass to Marston, who gets knocked down. It's loose in front. There's Michello. They're all over Michello, and we got a no flag. Randolph takes over. So number 10 on the left wing, I thought they were going to call a penalty there. Pass to number 8. Now down low, 36, the shot. Score. He hesitated, picked his corner, and was able to beat Owen Hull. And so Randolph, with 9:50 remaining in the fourth quarter, takes a 4-3 lead. So Randolph had numbers, and number 36 waiting down on the left post. Just stood there for a second, about a half second, waited for Hull to commit, and then he just picked his corner and put it in the back of the net. 4-3. Rams lead over the Pope John Lions. Anyway, later next week on Wednesday, there's nothing scheduled right now. If anything changes, we'll let you know. We still haven't received announcements about the baseball or softball teams for Hunterdon Warren Sussex and if they'll get a bye in the first round. So I think Wednesday is the scheduled first round games. If they get byes, I don't think we have anything. On Thursday, it's the girls lacrosse senior night, and that's home against Lenape Valley, so we'll be there for that. So 2 girls lacrosse games next week. Hunterdon Warren Sussex and senior night. So I'm glad to be able to do that. I know I promised head coach Rob Zwicky to get out to the girls lacrosse a little more than we have. We had a couple of rainouts. We did get one game in against North Warren, but we're going to get them twice next week. Here's number 10 racing up the field. Now 44 coming in. 44 is shoving it back by Andrew Jessamaria. The shot by 20, saved by Hull. Jessamaria is going to be penalized for that. But again, that far down low, Randolph would have had a golden shot there. So Jessamaria takes the penalty, and Pope John will be down a man for about a minute. 8:15 and counting. 4-3 Randolph trying to up their lead to 2. Now, Friday next week, I think it's baseball again, Hudson Catholic. And then on Saturday, it really depends on what happens as far as 100 and Warren Sussex. I think boys and girls lacrosse both scheduled. If the girls win on Tuesday, they would take on Sparta in the quarterfinal. And meanwhile, the boys would have their quarterfinal game as well. I don't know if they're going to be at the same time. I really don't. So we'll figure out what we can do to cover both those games. And then earlier in the day, I think the second round baseball and softball games would be in the morning, but at least they'd be in the morning. 44 with the shot. Save! Oh, as he dived to his right. Nice save by the junior netminder. And so now, Marston racing up the field. Mike Marston, the pass over to Michello. It bounces off his cross. Stolen away by number 51 for Randolph. 7:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Here's 51. Oh, big collision by Jacob Post. Using those football skills. It's rolling towards the line, and it rolls over. And it will be Randolph ball. So number 10 takes the pass over to number 8. 6:56 to go in the fourth quarter. Randolph 4, Pope John 3. Number 10 up top. We'll give it off to 32. Well, exciting stuff happening on the channel in the next few weeks. Please join us for all of it. And if you can't watch it live, just go to the channel. It's all saved there. To the right, number 34 with it. Poked away by Michael Formisano, who's switched over to defense now. Nice play by Formisano to knock that loose, and it's Pope John's ball. So good defensive play by Formisano, who passes in to goalkeeper Hull. Formisano getting experience in both defense and goalkeeping. So, and there's Sutton Fullwood. Fullwood racing up the field. Now, pass over to Marston. Marston gives it over to Gallant. Gallant on the right side. Out of bounds. I think Randolph's going to take over. So your defense now, to update that, we got Formisano out there, number 31. We got Jacob Post, 28, and Sutton Fullwood, number 50. Your midfielders are Steve Leonard, Mike Marston, and Zach Cash. And on offense, the attackers for Pope John, number 12, Nick Michello, number 26, Chris Sabella, and number 13, Justin Perella. Number 10 with it for Randolph. The pass into number 8 on the left wing. 4-3 Randolph with 5:25 to go in the fourth quarter. 8 passes it back to number 10, over to 32. Again, we'll have names for the Randolph players in the varsity game. We've got the roster and everything. JV, the rosters never match up. So we just go with the numbers. Here's number 34 for Randolph. Formisano coming after him. Number 20, Post defending there. It's number 32, and that's Zach Cash with a poke. Now another one, trying to poke it free. 32, turns to his left, back to his right. 4:48 to go. Number 10 with it. Coming in on Steve Leonard. Now he'll back up. Pass over to 34. Formisano poking away. Knocks it loose. 34 gets it on the bounce. Comes in. 34. Turns back around. Formisano chopping away, trying to knock it loose. The shot. Score! Into the bottom left corner, beating Hull. A bounce shot that just snuck in. And number 34 puts Randolph up 5-3. The goal comes with 4:15 to go in the fourth quarter. 5-3, Randolph over Pope John. So the Lions looking to come back in this game. They have to score 2 goals late. Clock is running. 3:53 and counting. Marston will take the draw. Evan White racing out to his position. Now Jesse Maria in on defense for Formisano as he takes a break. You got Post and Fullwood out there. And on offense, Sabella, Gallant, and Perella. So Marston will take the draw. Johnny Pippa on the far side, Evan White on the near. Clock down to 3:20 and counting. Scrum for it. Marston scoops it up. Mike Marston over the half-field line. Pope John on offense. They need to score here and quick. Wyatt, not Wyatt, Marston. Number 19. Pass over to Evan Wyatt. Wyatt in the middle of the field. Number 36 on him. Clock's down below 3 minutes. Evan Wyatt coming in. The pass over. Gets it back from Perella. The shot wide right. Evan Wyatt turned and shot, and he missed the right post by about 2 feet. Pope John keeps it as they're closest. Sabella fell out of his cross, goes out of bounds, and Randolph takes over. 2:22 to go, fourth quarter. An unforced error on Pope John, and so now Randolph will race up the field with it. Number 10 on the far side. Number 44, he loses it there. Pope John trying to knock it free. Injured Jessica Maria takes the swipe. Now another. And an infraction. Oh, no. This timeout. Timeout. So Randolph wants to talk things over. We stop the clock with 2:02 remaining. Fourth quarter. Randolph 5, Pope John 3. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to John DeSilva Memorial Field in Randolph, New Jersey. We're at Randolph High School, where the Randolph Rams lead the Pope John Lions JV squad 5-3. 2 goals here in the fourth quarter by Randolph has given them the lead. It's about 5:35 in the East Coast, and so looks like the varsity game is going to start probably about a half hour after this one. So I would say right now this will probably be over in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe. Let's say 5 minutes. So by 5:40, estimate that the varsity game will start around 6:10. And that's just an approximation. So we'll be with you for it. So just wait for the notification to come on your screen. If you're following Pope John Lions TV on YouTube, you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. It's free. So no charge whatsoever. It's free. Just hit subscribe and you'll get all the notifications. 5-3 with 2 minutes to go. Here's Randolph with the ball. Jacob Post pounding away. Oh, big hit by Post there. Ball's loose. There's Cash. And Fullwood steals it away. Knocked out of his cross. He's going to the sideline trying to save it. Can't do so. Randolph will take it back over. Wow. Pope John had an opportunity to go back on offense there, but Fullwood just wasn't able to secure it. So Randolph will get it back. Lions will have to pop it loose again. Leonard on top of number 44 for Randolph. Being chased down. A big hit by Leonard, 44 running away from it. Now the shot on goal. Save! Hull gets his right leg on it. Nice save by Owen Hull. And a whistle. And we have a timeout as Coach Mike McGovern calls time to set the offense. Minute 13 remaining in the fourth quarter. Lions are down by a deuce, 5-3. We'll stay with you. Give you one more update on the upcoming schedule. Tomorrow, we'll be at Mount Olive High School at 11 a.m. It'll be Pope John softball. The girls will take on Morristown, the Colonials. It's a charity game to raise money for Alzheimer's, so please come out to Mount Olive High School if you can. If you can't, watch the game at least on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube and donate to the cause if you can. On Sunday, we're not on. We have Sunday off. Monday, we'll be at the baseball diamond at Pope John High School. Senior night for the Pope John boys baseball team. They host Chatham, 4:30 p.m. Tuesday, we'll be with girls lacrosse at Pope John High School. It's the 7-10 or 7-15 matchup, depending on if it's Kittatinny, the 10 seed, or North Warren, the 15 seed. That's the second round of the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament on the girls' side. Number 7, Pope John, taking on either Kittatinny or North Warren. On Wednesday, nothing right now. We'll see if that changes. It may change if the Hunterdon Warren Sussex does not give a bye to either the boys or girls for baseball and softball. If they have to play first round, those games are scheduled for Wednesday, so we'll be at one of those. Thursday, senior night for girls lacrosse against Lenape Valley at Pope John High School. So we'll be there for that. Friday, baseball against Hudson Catholic. We'll pick up boys lacrosse again with the Hunterdon Warren Sussex tournament. Varela, the pass behind to Wyatt. Ball's loose, stolen away by Randolph. Number 28 with it, with 50 seconds remaining. Racing up past the midfield line. Still has it. Pass over to 10. Number 10 on the right. Down low to 20. Jessa Maria on him. We got it. Fraction against Randolph, so Pope John will take over. 33 seconds, they need 2 goals. The pass to Sutton Fullwood, out of his reach. Goes out of bounds, and so Randolph will take over. 20 seconds remaining. Takes a hit from post. Stays on the offensive side of the midfield line. 8 seconds to go. Pass over to 20. 20 down the field to 17. He's going to get one more shot on goal. The shot, score at the buzzer. It's going to count. And so Randolph wins. Final score, Randolph Rams 6, the Pope John Lions 3. Well, an entertaining game, and Randolph had control this early on, but Pope John fought their way back and hung around with Randolph for most of the game, but then the Rams were able to pull away in the fourth quarter. With the loss, the Pope John Lions JV squad falls to 4-6, not counting the freshman game on Wednesday. And we'll see the Pope John JV team again soon. Coming up after this, we're going to get about a 15 or 20-minute break while the teams warm up. It'll be the Pope John Lions varsity squad against the Randolph Rams varsity, who are already coming on the field. So for everyone here at John DeSilva Memorial Field, this is Mike Formersano saying thanks for joining us. Final score once again, the Randolph Rams JV squad defeats Pope John JV 6-3. Come on back in about 15, 20 minutes for the varsity game. Pope John against Randolph. Have a good afternoon and evening. We'll see you in about 15, 20 minutes on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.